anyway, so I wanted to fight him.
What else do you gotta say about that?
You have to do it.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Destiny.
I'm Justine.
And today we're going to be doing the Vine book tag. It is created by Emma Books, and we are really excited to get started.
We're big on Vines. In our household, now on YouTube, we'll literally just put on like
Vine compilation.
Just like ton of Vines. So, and actually the first day that Destiny worked, the reason I knew that it was going to be like, she was going to work out is because I like quoted a Vine to like Nathaniel and David, and she got it, and I was like, okay, this is going to be good.
Okay.
So I'm doing the tag. I'm going to follow the prompts. We love Emma Books, and we watch her all the time. I think she's such an awesome booktuber and person. So when I saw this tag, and I think she like just did it, but when I saw it, I was like, this is the one for us.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because we love Vines.
This called to us.
Yes, it did.
It came to us in a dream.
All right, so...
So I'm going to be reading the Vine that's in reference to, and then what the challenge is, I guess?
Yeah,
like,
we'll show the Vine, though.
Yeah, we'll show the Vine, but then I'll say the Vine.
Yeah, because why not?
Because why not? You know. Okay. So the first one is...
Hey, I want to be famous.
Hey, I want to be famous. She's giving you a cookie or something. I love it. A book that is underrated that you believe should get more hype.
Okay, so for me, I did The History of Love by Nicole Krauss. This is such an incredible love story. It spans generations. And I feel like nobody's read this that I ever talked to, and it is such a good story. It's like beyond a love story. I feel like people who like Outlander, like, I love this more. I don't know. I think this is such a great book, and I never see enough about this, and I so wish that this would be an incredible movie. I don't know. And I feel like it's just written so well. I love this, and I have the tattoo on my arm. It says, I'm made of glass. It's because there's a quote in this book that is, it says, I love you and also I'm made of glass, which is, I love that quote because it's kind of like, I love you, but know that I'm like made of glass and you can break me because you become vulnerable when you share your love with somebody. So I love this book so much.
Next one is...
Is it real?
Is that real? And then the challenge is a plot twist that caught you off guard.
Okay, so there's kind of a lot of books I feel like that, but it was so weird when I was trying to pick a book for this one. I couldn't think of anything because like once you experience a plot twist, it's not like I don't know, I don't really think about it anymore.
But you can't re-experience it.
No, so there's a ton of books I feel like that I was like, whoa, didn't see that coming. But one of them is this book, Final Girls by Riley Sager. I think it's Sager. I love this book. It came out last summer. I think we included it in our box. I'm almost certain we did. And it's really great because it's kind of like reminds me of like Scream or like one of those old, like the older but like cult classic like horror movies where it's like it could be anyone, you don't know who's done it, and like the whole time they're like dropping eggs for you to guess who it is, but any of those eggs could be really for anybody. So when you find out what's going on and everything, I feel like that was such an awesome plot twist, and I so recommend this book. I feel like once you start reading it, you won't be able to put it down. The voice of this book is really strong, and it really does feel like that 90s like classic horror. What would you call it? I'd call them pop classic, cult classics.
Like cult classic, yeah.
Like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. If you were in that range, this is so a great book for that.
The next one is... I didn't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all not gonna get no sleep because of me. That one, I love it. And this is a book you lost sleep over.
Okay, so like everybody else, I read Shatter Me and the books in that series as they came out. I loved them. I thought they were written so well. It made me love Tahara Mafi so much. One of the first like shirts I ever made for somebody was actually for Ransom Riggs, her husband. And then he was so awesome. He later like took a picture of Tahara wearing it, and I will always remember that day like in my journey as like a shop owner as being so special because we had like, I don't know, we had maybe like 500 followers at that time. And I remember my friend and I like watching after he posted it, like seeing that jump and people talking about it and being like, oh my God, people love what we did. And this author thought it was cool enough that he like took a picture of his wife in it, and they like photoshot it. Like they did like a whole photo shoot for it, so it's really special. So obviously when Restore Me came out, I was like all about this. Like I haven't even opened this book because I read it. I couldn't, when I like cannot wait for a book to come. I do like pre-orders. I feel like always come like never. Sometimes they come early, but usually they don't. So I'll pre-order it, and then if it doesn't arrive like early, then at midnight I'm like on Amazon downloading Kindle version of it because I have to read it. And so this one I totally did that for. And if you love that series, you should totally check out this book. Plus also I still got this book, and it has that thing that I love.
Oh, she loves it. It's
I love when the edges are like that. It's so special to me.
Next one is
So no head?
So No Head. And that one is a book that makes you pissed off.
Okay, so I feel like you could take this any certain way. Like I feel like you could be pissed off at a book and still like love it, like pissed off that like somebody died, like an author killed somebody off or whatever. I took it like literally this book pissed me off. I won't even buy a copy of it beyond like the Kindle version I downloaded, so I don't have one to show you guys. But this book just made me angry in so many different ways. It's called Gemma J by Jane Green. And I'm really, really careful about not talking about books I don't like, because in my head I'm like, somebody worked really hard on that book, and even if it wasn't like my cup of tea, I'm not going to trash a book ever. However, my exception to the rule is if you're making a book about body shaming, I'm going to come for you. And Gemma J is about a girl who is overweight and decides to lose a bunch of weight for somebody she meets online. It starts off with her like she had photoshopped her body to look different to meet somebody online. There's this boy in the office that she likes, but he never notices her because she's not skinny. And she ends up moving away to this guy from like, because basically she's in England, he's in California, the one she meets online. She moves there after she's like lost a ton of weight. She's so unhappy, and she is unhealthily like losing weight in not great ways. And it like ends with the guy that she's always wanted to noticing her only because she's like thin, and there's never really any comeback to about like, and I feel like maybe at the end there's like a little bit of like, well, just love your body for what it is. But like, he didn't love her body for who she was. He didn't even care about her until he saw her like in some short shorts. And that's who she ends up with. So like, it's not even like she ends up with somebody who's always been there for her or liked her or who like loved her body the way it was. It ends up with some guy who only was interested in her because her body changed. And she did it with like really unhealthy terms. And I feel like there are so many, and this book came out obviously a while ago. Like, I don't think that this book could come out now without getting some like major crap. It came out in 2001, but I read this book because I read another book that dealt with like similar. It was a chick lit contemporary and dealt with somebody that was like losing weight, and about her perspective, and the whole point of her losing weight was because she wanted to, and she was doing it in a healthy way. And the minimal parts where she's not doing healthy, she like addresses it and says like, I don't want to be this person. And all I took from that is that's like real life. Like, if you're dealing with trying to lose weight, and it's so easy to try to like take shortcuts and do it unhealthy. So I felt like that was realistic and it really addressed it. This book didn't, and I just really hated that book. I felt like no one should read that even kind of struggles with body image, because it doesn't help you at all. And I was really disappointed in it. Just throwing it all out there.
Well said. Very well.
There's so many good authors who write great books about women who do not look how you think you may have to look. That are women who are curvy and proud of their bodies, or who are fat and happy with who they are. And those are books that I would push way before I would ever give time of day to this book.
The next one is...
Can I get a waffle? Can I please get a waffle?
Can I get a waffle? And this is a sequel or spinoff that you are begging your favorite author for.
Okay, so speaking of plus-size characters who are proud and somebody sees it and loves it for them, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I love this book. I own it.
Cry.
Oh. I own this book in like 5 different versions. I kind of collect Rainbow Rowell books. Oh, there's one right there. I love this book, and this book, man, I would love, like, I feel like it ended right. Like, I feel like, I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't read this book, you absolutely, look how pretty that is. Anyways, if you haven't, this has fan art inside of it.
that's so good.
I know.
Oh.
If you haven't read this book, you absolutely should. It's so incredible. And without spoiling it, I feel like the ending, I want more. I want to know what happens more. And while it's perfect as it is, I would just love if she was like, oh, by the way, I'm doing more. I would love it.
Yeah, like a spin-off.
Yeah, like more. I don't even need just the main characters.
Well,
other
it's
characters
been a few
too.
years now. You could probably do like now that they're grown up. Or...
Yeah, there's so much you could do with that.
Next one is...
Wow.
Wow. And that one is a book you were unimpressed by.
Okay, so people might be angry
I'm sad
about
this one.
No, I'm sad about this book. I'm just gonna do it. This book for me, A Quarter Frost and Starlight, I was so hyped like everybody else. I'm obsessed with the series. And this was a novella, and they did tell you that. It wasn't like we weren't told it was going to be a novella, but I guess I felt like there was so much of this book was not necessary for me. In my head, I thought they were going to explore the relationships to set up the next books. That's what I thought was going to happen. Like when I read what the synopsis was, I felt like it kind of led me to believe that this book was going to kind of divulge further into their lives after war. And also, I thought it would explore the relationships that they dabbled in at the beginning. Like, I love Feyre and Rhysand, but I was ready to like other characters get some spotlight, like more. And I just felt like they had such minimal time. The book, part of the book I loved was the very last, like the preview for the upcoming books. I was like, I'm all about this. But I mean, like I stayed up all night reading this, and I just kept waiting for it to get to that point where I would be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And I mean, I read plenty of novellas, and they have those points. Like, just because it's a novella doesn't mean that there shouldn't be like a story arc. And I felt like this was missing that. And so I was a little bit bummed. It doesn't change how much I love the series though. And it doesn't change how much I love the characters, but I was hoping for more, like, I guess, like content is what I'm looking for, like more like meat. But I guess it did what it was supposed to do, because I'm like already ready for the next book. Like, I'm ready for the next book that's going to be like a full story. So.
The next one is...
Fuck is up, Kyle? No, what did you say, dude? What the fuck, dude? Step the fuck up, Kyle.
What the fuck is up, Kyle? And that one is a character you want to fight.
Okay, here we go.
Just get right into it. Let's do it.
So, for me, I read A List of Cages last year. I love this book. If you haven't read it, it's by Robin Rowe. It's so incredible. But it's about friendship, the power of friendship. But the whole, really where the story is like weaving is there's a boy, and he has an abusive uncle. And I just wanted to fight his uncle. Like, I hated his uncle so much this whole book that, like, I wanted him to be a real person just so I could be like, I'm coming for you. But he's not real.
Out,
it
Uncle.
is fiction. But Uncle, I come for you. That's all I have to say about that.
And the last one is... It's the girl...
I'm sorry, what was that?
And that one is a new release you are knocking on your local bookstore's door for.
Okay, I can do that one. So, for me, I was late to the Grisha trilogy, but I did finally read them right before Ruin and Rising, which is like the third and conclusion of it, came out. So, when it came out, I was ready for it, and I needed it right away. So, I didn't even have a hardcover for it because I obviously downloaded it instead, because I was like, I'm not waiting to get the book. So I downloaded it on Kindle as soon as it became available, and then I ended up getting a paperback later on. I wonder if it's signed. I feel like I bought it for a reason. No? Why did I get this one?
You just wanted it.
Yeah, maybe I just wanted to be able to see it on my shelf. Anyways, I need to know what happened. I am obsessed with her books in general. I loved this series. I felt like it got better each book, and so I was so ready for the third book. And I love the third book, and there's not a lot of books out there that when a series ends, people like love the way it ended, start to finish. And this one I did. So, but I was absolutely like ready to break down some doors to get it.
And that is the conclusion of our book tag, our very first book tag.
Yeah,
We're going to be doing more.
we're gonna be doing more.
Don't you fret.
And we'll make sure to We could link these books, right?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
can link those books. We're going to link our shirts. Both of these are from the Bookish shop.
And I decided to wear this one because this is a Grisha one.
And this one is from The Office. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will link all the books down below. We'll link our shirts down below. Make sure you follow us on all the social medias.
All the social medias.
The character I want to deck in the base right now? You.
Subscribe.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. I'll link
Comment,
that.
leave us some comments, like if you would pick different
Yeah.
books than we picked.
Yeah, let us
if
know.
you hated my picks, you know, that's okay too.
But it's not okay. Don't do it.
Don't, they're right. And
What else we
then
got for you?
tell us if there's other tags you want us to do. We
Yeah.
found this one and we were so happy we did, but if you see ones that you want us to do, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. Well, we will see you next time.